I think it's fair to say that the brand new M4 Mac Mini has been nothing short of a revelation. Insane amounts of computational power, rivaling that of the M2 Ultra Mac Studio, in an impossibly small form factor. Not that much bigger than an Apple TV, at just 5 inches by 5 inches. It's an impressive feat of engineering. I mean, many YouTubers are already calling it the best Mac ever made. But not many YouTubers, I mean pretty much no one, seems to be talking about how the new base model $599 M4 Mac Mini isn't just the best deal in tech right now, it might just be the best deal in music. Let me explain. So for $599 what do you get? Well, you get the new M4 chip with a 10-core CPU and a 10-core GPU and a 16-core brand new neural engine, which powers both Apple Intelligence and the generative AI features within Logic Pro 11. Of course, I'm talking about the stem splitter feature, the new mastering plugin, and the new session players. Now, we do get 16 gigabytes of unified memory as standard. Remember, it's unified memory and not RAM. Must not call it RAM. It's not RAM. So yes, it can borrow from the SSD when under heavy loads. And we know how efficient Apple's unified memory is. 16 gigabytes is the new standard across all of Apple's Macs, and this is thought to be because of Apple Intelligence and the amount of unified memory that needs. However, 16 gigabytes for music production is more than enough for most people. You also get 256 gigabytes of storage in the base model and all of the connectivity you could possibly want and need in 2024. So there are 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, a HDMI port, 2 USB-C ports, a headphone jack, and an Ethernet port. So these are some pretty solid specs for $599. But how does that actually translate when it comes to performance in Logic Pro? Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is where it gets rather interesting. So let's go through some of the benchmark and performance tests that have been carried out. Now, strangely enough, not many of the big tech YouTubers have actually done specific audio production tests for the M4 chip, but thankfully MaxTech has pulled through for us, and their findings are pretty impressive. So the base model entry-level M4 Mac Mini. The M4 chip powering this device comes with 4 performance cores and 6 efficiency cores. Now, the performance cores are the important ones. They determine how many plugins, VSTs, software instruments we can run in one session. So 4 performance cores. What does that actually get us in real life usage of Logic Pro using the base model Mac Mini? Well, it gets us 130 tracks. 130. That is more than enough for any song. And if you are using more than 130 tracks, you're probably overproducing anyway. Even better, its single core performance is actually on par with that of the M2 Ultra Mac Studio, which I believe is about $5,000. It's kind of mental in such a tiny form factor that this is possible. And then when you also take into consideration that for this price you're getting 16 gigabytes of unified memory as standard, and you're getting the neural engine in the M4 chip specifically designed for Apple Intelligence and these new Logic AI powered features, meaning that stem splitter and the new mastering plugin will just work seamlessly on this device. And yes, you could upgrade the Mac Mini if you wanted to on the website, but I guess my recommendation is simply put, if you do need more computing power, then you will already know that you need more computing power. The people that need it, they'll just know. Just be wary of upgrading from the base model. Apple is still charging crazy amounts for upgrading the RAM. Unified memory, and also storage upgrades. So my advice would be, if you really do need it, then buy it. Unified memory upgrades, or RAM, whatever you want to call it, can't really be avoided if you do need that headroom. External storage though is way more cost effective, so I'd just buy an external SSD. However, if you are just starting out with music production at home, or produce music with primarily live instrumentation, so you're dealing with a lot of audio tracks, not MIDI tracks or software instrument tracks, I think the base model will do you just fine. So this level of performance on a Mac Mini of this price is just unprecedented. It's unheard of, it's almost too good to be true. So if you are either, number 1, somebody that's just getting started with music production, or 2, somebody making music at home with moderate production and primarily live instrumentation, then this device is for you. And get this, if you qualify for Apple's education pricing, you're looking at $499 or British pounds for the base model. Under 500 big ones. So for under $500 you can have a music production powerhouse sat at home, along with all of the other benefits of macOS and being in the Apple ecosystem. It's just unbelievable. It's huge. It's absolutely huge because it levels the playing field once and for all. When you think about it, in just a few decades, we've gone from needing to remortgage our homes to afford session time in a studio, paying by the hour to hurriedly get a song recorded and finished, regardless of whether you're happy with the output, and then paying even more money to get the song mixed and mastered and then released, to now being able to do all of that by yourself in the comfort of your own home with no time restrictions for less than a one-time cost of $500 is game-changing. There's no other way to describe it. It's a game changer. The gatekeepers truly have been removed. Now, it has never been easier to get started with music production, and it's also never been cheaper. The level of performance that you are getting in the base model M4 Mac Mini is unbeatable in the market, and it takes us into a whole new era for home studio producers. In fact, I think it's been Apple's aim all along to democratize music production for all creators. Let's just look at the major decisions that Apple has made when it's come to the Mac and Logic Pro over the past couple of years. So obviously there is the new base model Mac Mini, which is $500, very accessible. Logic Pro 11 was a free update if you already had Logic Pro 10, or just $5 a month for the iPad version, thus lowering the barrier of entry for anyone who can't afford to spend $200 or pounds to buy some software. And unlike Adobe's horrible subscription model, if you do choose to buy Logic Pro outright, once you buy it, it's yours forever. And when you also consider that over the past couple of years, Logic has been updated consistently to include a full suite of stock audio plugins for every situation you could possibly think about, means that you now don't actually need to buy a third-party plugin for any reason, really. Logic has an effective tool for every scenario, and its plugin library just keeps getting better and better and better. And more importantly, it's free. It's all free. And finally, when you think about how Apple has slowly been introducing AI-powered tools within Logic, it actually benefits those who want to produce music at home but can't really play every instrument. It lowers the barrier to entry for those people, and it allows them to still make fully formed songs at home. Again, Apple is lowering the barrier to entry for creators. They are literally leveling the playing field and democratizing music production for all, and I'm here for it. Okay, so this tiny M4 Mac Mini is an overachiever for sure. I genuinely think it will sell like hotcakes. And I kind of want to order one right now, to be honest. Like, given how small and cute it is, I just want one on my desk. I just want one. Now, I do already have an M1 MacBook Pro with 35GB of RAM that is plenty of headroom for the next couple of years. I don't think I'll be upgrading anytime soon. Still absolutely flies, and I've got no reason at all to upgrade. So yeah, the Mac Mini probably isn't something that I need personally right now. But yeah, if you are looking to upgrade and you're mainly situated in one place most of the time, and portability is something that you might need occasionally, then I'll just go and buy one. You know, I've seen people who will spend £200 on a hoodie or £300 on a coat and won't spend £500 on a Mac Mini, on a device that could literally change their lives or open up a new hobby for them. Genuinely, think of all the things that you could buy for £499 or US dollars, and then compare that value proposition to what the Mac Mini will give you. And you'll soon realize just how great of a value that product is. Invest in yourself and stop buying useless crap. Oh, and remember, it's never too late to start. And with that said, thank you ever so much for watching. A video or two that you might want to watch next will appear on screen around about now. And yeah, M4 Mac Mini. What a time to be alive, eh? What a time to be alive.
5 and you know it's true. Poker stand, I've gone all in for this round.